Welcome back to the 2 or Less channel and this E40 playthrough using our town and region house rule, where originally owning powers may retreat their units back into cities. Special rules apply for that. They're all in video number 1 that was made a long time ago. We are in video number 5, turn number 8, specifically looking at Germany as we play through this this time round. Now, Germany were in a little bit of disarray and in not quite full retreat, but plenty of retreats after the UK and the Americans have landed into Yugoslavia with this big forces here. But Germany are only going one way at this moment. They're not getting any help from Italy. They've been the poor boys for the whole of this game. But Germany have had a change of heart. The thinking is to be aggressive rather than defensive, thinking that they still do have a chance of getting Moscow. If they get Moscow, they start getting a crumble, which may make the whole lot tumble down towards the Middle East. Well, Germany are hopeful. They're going to take this one tank from western Ukraine, blitz through Bryansk and into Smolensk, along with these artillery infantry already in Belarus, and the tanks from Archangel are going to come through, backed up by the Novgorod infantry to go into Archangel. You get the idea there. They're going to build themselves into Romania to try and build a holding force to keep this factory alive, because that factory is very important. The Allied thinking beforehand was that Germany would abandon that factory, but no such luck. No, Germany are going to try and stay strong there. The bit which they have to address, the Germans, this is that Denmark was attacked and invaded by the UK at the end of last turn. Now, there is a choice for Germany. Do they use their bombers and their infantry and one tank that can reach Denmark and absolutely guarantee getting Denmark this time round, which will hold the key to the Denmark Straits? Or do they use this bomber and submarines, and this is what Germany are going to do, use the 2 bombers and the 3 submarines to attack the British fleet? Now, they are going to go in slightly like the Germans. They're going to obviously 2 at 4 and 3 at 2 versus 2 at 4, 3 at 2 and a 3 and a 2 for the carrier. It's 14 versus 17, I think I worked it out as. Yes, Germany are going to go in light against that, but should Germany succeed with a good attack and rip into that British Navy, it may even mean that the Brits have got no transport left to actually re-invade Denmark, because Denmark is going to be attacked by this one tank and these 6 infantry units. It would be a safer bet to guarantee taking Denmark, but I do not see that this tank and these guys are going to fail in taking Denmark. And if this one-off attack works against this British fleet, it could put Germany back in the box seat again. Otherwise, the submarines are sitting there doing nothing more than the protection role when the front door is open. So I think an aggressive Germany is a good Germany, and I get this first battle onto the board, which I think was going to be this combined attack into Smolensk first. Well, okay, here is the battle for Smolensk. Germany can muster 1, 2, 3 tanks plus 1 artillery and 4 infantry versus 4 infantry and 1 artillery. So Germany should get a good pound first, getting themselves in. They get their pound of flesh and roll these dice at 3s and at 2s. And there's some good hitting there. There is 3 hits straight away. So 3 infantry will be removed by the Soviets first off, and then they have 3 at 1 Germany for their naked infantry going in there too. They've got a hit as well. Nice. So that is going to leave a slightly weakened reply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice from the Soviets, all at 2. We use Soviet red dice for that. And just the 1 hit. Oh my God, that is not good for the Soviets. Good for Germany. Well done, boys. Now, round 2 of the attack. Germany will keep going. Obviously, 3 tanks and an infantry artillery combination, 3s and 2s. They're going to smash these 2 guys, that's for sure. Absolutely. Well, the guy's just been smithereened. All 3 tanks have hit him, and one of the infantry artillery hit him. So these 2 guys, they're gone. End of battle. Soviet reply, 2 at 2, and no hits. Man alive, it was, I wouldn't say it was ambitious, Germany's move into there. They were slightly up against the gun, but they are going to go into Smolensk with their 3 tanks and 1 artillery and 3 infantry left. That's pretty damn good. Next up on the board, I think, will be the ground attack into Denmark. This is the battle for Denmark, a battle that should never have taken place in the first place, because what the UK doing sticking their toe in the water up there? Us as Germans are going to smash them back out of it. 1 tank is going to be rolling in at 3, and they have 6 infantry to take on these 3 British artillery units. So we're looking at a 3s and 1s. Oh, would you see that roll? That was just beautiful. Well, I'm not even going to bother counting that up because the Brits have been smashed out of there in one roll. That's the sort of roll you dream of sometimes, isn't it? So the British will have a reply on their way out the back door. They're going to roll their 3 artillery in at 2s. And they scored 2 hits as well, but not good enough. Well done, Germany. That is Germany retaining or getting back Denmark with some ease. Now that Germany have retained the keys to their front door of Denmark, they're going to try to attack the British fleet in Sea Zone 112. They're going to go in with 2 Heinkels and 3 submarines, not getting a surprise strike because the Brits have got a couple of destroyers in there, along with their carrier and cruiser with a couple of fighters. Let's get this going. Germany are going a little bit light this time round, but they remain ever hopeful that they can do something good here. 2 bombers were going in at 4, and 3 submarines go in at 2s on the attack. What can they roll? That looks incredibly good. Oh my giddy aunt, Germany are hot this time round. The 2 bombers have both scored a hit, and 2 submarines have scored a hit. That is gone exactly to plan. It's surprised me how much the plan it is. What can British lose? They're going to lose 1 destroyer for sure. That's going to go off of that one there. I guess they can absorb 1 hit. 1 second. They can absorb 1 of the hits on their carrier. Should they absorb that hit, it's end of operations as far as the landings are concerned, and there's nowhere else that the Brits can land from 112. Obviously, they can continue the fight, but they can't get back to a safe landing point. But I think it's probably the Brits' best bet of keeping these 4 transport ships alive. They're going to have to take the hit on the carrier then. Yep. Wow, it's thrown me. It's been so good. I think the second hit on the carrier sent the carrier to the bottom. Yep, and the cruiser as well. Because I am wary of these submarines. I'm very wary of the submarines. Oh my God! What do we do? What do we do? No, we're going to keep the cruiser alive and get rid of the second destroyer. So we have 2 hits on the capital ship and 2 on the destroyers. We will try to ride this out and see what we can make in our reply as far as the Brits are concerned. Yeah, that was a confusing attack, wasn't it? So the Brits will have 2 at 4 from their fighters. They will have 1 at 3 from their cruiser. Hold your breath, gird your loins. And they've scored just 1 hit on Germany. So 1 of the submarines will go down straight away. For the rest of the fleet that's there, they have 1 aircraft carrier and 2 destroyers. They're all rolling in at 3s, but they're going to try and do as much damage as they can before the Germans get surprise strikes in a minute. And they've all failed. Simply, they're all at 2s. Nothing's hit. Well done, Germany. We were. It was a plan. It was a plan, but we weren't expecting to be as successful as it has been. Now, because there's no destroyers that are there present in that sea zone, Germany will get surprise strikes from these 2 submarines. So we roll the submarines in at 2 first, trying to hit that cruiser. They miss this time. And the 2 bombers will go in at 4s, trying to hit anything that they can. And they've scored 1 hit. The UK might as well take it on one of the fighters because it's going to be lost anyway. And in reply, I'm flabbergasted by the way this battle's gone. 2 British fighters at 4s, 1 destroyer at 3. Sorry, 1 cruiser at 3. 2s and 3s mixed up. That's some good hitting. There are 2 hits by the Brits. They cannot take these hits on the submarines because it's the 2 fighters that have scored their hits, the black dice being the fighters. They can only take these on the German bombists. Now, third round of the battle. Once again, these 2 German submarines can roll in and attack this cruiser. They surely have to do that because they want to finish off this battle and get into the transport ships that are in 112 as well. They can't do that while this cruiser is still alive. So the 2 German submarines rolling in at 2s, and they've both hit. Man alive! I keep saying it today because it's a man alive day. They can't hit the fighter plane. The only reply would come from that 1 British cruiser at 3. It scores a hit on the submarine. Submarine goes down. This fighter plane cannot hit the submarine. It can't see it. It can't get anywhere to land. That submarine, the Supermarine Spitfire, is now lost. The German submarine has now got free rein in sea zone 112 to take out these 4 British transports. Why is there a Soviet submarine up there? Why wasn't that helping out? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Germany's plan has worked absolutely perfectly. That is a real turnip for the cooks. So, before this thing gets too stodgy, as you may see, Germany are going to be reloading units into Western Germany or Germany, but Romania certainly, and some in the factory in Novgorod. But there is this large bulk of Germans down here in southern France. There's some Italians here hanging on to Italy. I mean, they haven't been able to come forward, but they're bulking up slightly here, and obviously all this Allied forces here. It's going to turn into one heck of a stodgy battle with the Americans coming over slowly from the United States and feeding things through, possibly diverting and helping the Brits out up here. Now the Brits have lost out badly in Northern Europe, but it's going to turn into a real sticky pudding of a mess here. So I will not be bringing you all the German attacks and being attacked for the next couple of hours, because I think what we're going to have to do is just work our way through, and when we get to something that's very important, say an attack on Berlin, or perhaps the Germans attacking Moscow, I'll bring that to you then. Next time I will speak to you, though, will be at the end of turn number 8. Well, we have reached the end of turn number 8. Let's just run you through what happened since the German turn. Soviets have basically just rebuilt into Moscow state itself. The French have flown a plane from Yugoslavia. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we could get there somehow, and landed itself into Moscow to help support the Soviets against this German aggression here. But I don't think Germany is strong enough. Germany might think they are, but on reflection, we do think that it was a mistake, the Brits not going into this Romanian factory. When Germany produced their units in at the end of the last turn, they did look quite strong, too strong for the Bessarabia forces to go and take that. So America landed, decided, well, they want a factory down here. They thought very, very hard about actually using the 12 units in Yugoslavia and the other 12 units from Gibraltar and Sicily to attack southern Italy and maybe crush them out of the game. But we still think that once Germany crumbles, Italy will follow. They've been, as I've said before, the poor boy in this whole game. So whilst I tried very hard to justify that attack, we thought it was a better move to go and get this factory up here because America wants a factory to be able to build from. The UK have built from their factory now. They've got a couple of tanks into Yugoslavia. They're looking quite strong and holding this region. Germany has swept across. They're going to try to either take Yugoslavia or defend Greater Southern Germany. Not quite sure what they're going to do. They're 50-50 on that at the moment. But in the Brits' turn, they also flew their bombers over from the UK. 1, 2, 3, 4, hit the German central factory massively, completely knocked it out. Then 5, 6 landed in Yugoslavia themselves. So Germany have got they've got to get their thinking caps on as to where they're going to defend from. They've also got to get their finances in place because I think there's every factory in Europe now is on fire that's owned by the Axis forces. So American Land's conveyor belt is continuing as per usual. They've got a free run of where and when they want to go into the Mediterranean. They're probably going to keep on loading into Yugoslavia and then work their way northwards. But they may just pull off this plan again to hit southern Italy. That Taranto raid, well, we're a bit late for that now. But we will see what happens in turn number 9, which is upcoming. Well, here we are in the middle of turn number 9. The reason why we're coming to you halfway through a round is because Germany have managed to clear all their damage from their factory in central Germany and have reinforced into Poland, into Slovakia, Hungary, into Greater Southern Germany, but not in great numbers because of they're trying to protect 3 regions at once, as well as their European side as well. So, realising the slight error of moving too far forward into Smolensk before they were really strong enough, Germany have had to pull back out of Smolensk, and the Soviets have come forward themselves. They've reinforced into this area. They're pushing forward now, and really they're cutting off this northern German group here by coming into eastern Poland as well, as they've managed to walk through from Bessarabia, and Germany have been encircled really in 2 vectors at once. But the reason why we are here is the Americans who are in Romania and are building into here this turn as well are also going to be attacking Slovakia, Hungary from Romania, and with their troops that are in Yugoslavia, which are here as well. I'll get that up on the board and then we'll see how the battle plays out. So here's how it looks on the battle board, and it doesn't look good for Germany. They have only got 1 fighter, 3 tanks and 4 infantry in there against this American aggression. They've got 3 bombers, a tank, they've got 2 lots of artillery and some infantry, some are from Yugoslavia, etc. Let's roll the anti-aircraft first for Germany. They will have 3 at 1 trying to knock out these German planes. These American planes rather, and they've been missed entirely. That can go on as a casualty later on, because I'm sure it's going to be. The Americans now will roll in with their 3 bombers at 4 and 1 tank at 3. Roll them first, and they just score 3 hits. Well, that's 1 off the anti-aircraft, and 2 of those guys are also going to get taken out of the picture. They have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artillery on their own. These are the guys that have come through from Romania. I know we could roll them together, but let's keep it separate for the fun of it. And they've just scored the 1 hit, but we do now have infantry artillery combination. These are the guys that are in Yugoslavia or coming through from Yugoslavia. Same attack, same numbers, but 6 at 2 this time. And they've just scored 2 more hits. So we are now into the tankens. So, in reply now, Germany will have their 1 fighter rolling in at 4 and 3 tanks at 3. And they've all hit. Nice! 4 damage off the Americans. 1, 2, 3, and a 4th one there. And they will have 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry going in as well, all at 2s. This could be better than they hoped for. 1 more hit. Okay. So left for Germany there, really. couple of tanks and a fighter. I can see no reason why the Americans wouldn't follow through with that attack. So they will have their 3 bombers and their 1 tank. And they've just scored 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's the Germans wiped out now, Slovakia, Hungary. They are in desperate measures. 1 fighter and 2 tanks for their reply. And again, they've scored 2 more hits. So that's pretty good hitting in response. But that will be, these units here for the Americans will now be moving into Slovakia, Hungary. Apart from the planes, they're going to land them somewhere. And next up will be the Brits. And I think the Brits, who are this large contingent here, are going to be following through either into Slovakia, Hungary, or to Greater Southern Germany. I'm not sure yet, but if it's a big battle, I'll bring that to you. Otherwise, America are just going to be loading their units back around and through and keeping their conveyor belt going. Germany are running back as fast as they can, with one eye on what the Brits are doing up on their northern coasts. I'll see you in a bit. Well, we have reached the end of turn number 9. The UK have moved themselves forward into Greater Southern Germany, took out the Germans that were defending there, and were then attacked themselves by the Italians. But the Italians couldn't fully commit to an attack there because of America loading into Yugoslavia. There's a slight hiatus now on this conveyor belt while units are stuck over in America trying to come forward. But it's not going to be too long a delay before the Americans are piling through once again. The Brits again used their bombers and smashed this German factory again after they just repaired it. Again, full damage on there, plus some. I don't envisage the Germans coming forward and attacking the Brits here because there's not enough numbers there in the first place, and they really have to look after their central state. If their chancellery falls, that's going to be the end of the game. Obviously, with this town and region house will be applying, the Germans will be able to retreat into the city itself and hang on for a little bit longer. But I think the end is nigh. The UK are confident enough to buy loads of transport as well this time round to try to load into Northern Europe. They've again taken the submarine out, so there's no German navy up here. And attacking to Denmark is going to see them coming around the back door as well. So I think turn number 10 is going to be very decisive in this game. We will see what happens there. Well, here we are in turn number 10, and Germany have once again had to pay off massive factory damage in Germany. It's restricted the number of troops they can put down, but they have built again into Leningrad, figuring that if they can at least hold on to Leningrad and the Archangel, they are denying some IPCs going to the Soviets' bonus economy. Germany themselves have only done reinforcement rolls. They've shuffled units around the coast, but they are wary of putting too much back towards Germany to hold their chancellery, which surely they have to do, because the more they pull back from the coast, the more it's going to invite the Brits, who've now got an invasion force of at least of 8 units that can land somewhere, plus a couple of planes, to start taking the French and Belgium coast, perhaps even the Denmark coast again. So Germany are really up against themselves at the moment. The Soviets are so confident in what they are doing, they've bought themselves 5 T-34s. When Soviets start buying tanks, you know Germany are in trouble, and they are going to be making 2 attacks this time round. The Soviets are going to be attacking Belarus. They think they've got enough units in here to take out these tanks and at least really crush the opposition that the Germans are putting forward. And they're going to be going into Poland from eastern Poland. They have got plenty of infantry artillery, but they don't want the Germans to be able to build in Poland and get one of those cities there, because obviously that city slows everything down with their advance towards Berlin. But I think the conveyor belt for the Soviets at the moment is going to run out of steam at the Polish border. But if they can do it in one roll, the Soviets will be well chuffed. Let's get that Belarus attack on the board first. Okay, this is the battle into Belarus. Germany have got 3 tanks, 3 infantry and an artillery involved in it. The Soviets, with a combined attack, some have come from Bryansk, some have come from Smolensk. They can muster 6 infantry, 6 artillery together in combination, giving them a massive 12 at 2. Plus 1 at 1 at the end. Here's the 12 at 2. We're going to see what we get out of it. We get 1, 2, 3 hits. A fractional underroll, we would suggest from that. That's the 3 German infantry gone straight away, and then the 1 at 1 from that individual guy doesn't match up with an artillery unit. Gets a hit as well. Nice job. So that goes on the casualty strip. Germany in reply will have 3 tanks rolling in at 3, and then 4 infantry artillery combinations there. 1, 2, 3, 4 rolling in at 2s. So 3s and 2s from the Germans in reply, trying to hang on to Belarus. It doesn't look that good. There's 2 3s there, and none of the 2s have hit. So just 2 off of the Soviet forces. Wow. Okay, let's now look at the remainder of this attack. I think Germany are sunken. They have now, I think it'll be 11 dice for the Soviets, 11 at 2, because it was 12 plus 1, they've lost 2 units. I'm hoping my maths was correct. If not, you can sue me. And they have scored just the 1 hit. Oh dear, that's going to allow a little toehold for Germany to hang on for a tiny little bit longer. These are already out of it, off the board. Germany's 3 tanks in reply, 3 at 3. What can they do this time round? And they've scored 3 hits. Oh man alive, that's pretty damn good for the Germans. We'll take that token off there. Let's have a pucker recount here so I don't get things wrong, as I can do sometimes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at 2 for Germany. So that's 6 of them and 1 of them, all trying to roll in at 2 against these 2 brave Panzer divisions that are hanging on nicely. And this time they have been smashed. Well, 2 hits. It's enough. It's enough of a hit to knock those 2 out. And in reply, now the 2 German tanks, as their parting shots, were rolling at 3s. And we'll do 2 damage again. Nice. So all that's left in Belarus will be these artillery units. Next up, we will get this attack into Poland on the board. So after all that fun in Belarus, this is the attack into Poland from eastern Poland. Germany, just that 1 tank and the 2 infantry units there. Soviets obviously hoping to 1 roll to prevent their Semlin house rule coming into effect and letting the Germans build a city there, because that could slow things down by a touch, as we mentioned before. Soviets have 1 tank at 3. They have a combination of 3 infantry and 3 artilleries working together to give them 6 at 2 after that. They're hoping it will be enough. And then they got 1 guy at the end there who heroically scored a hit last time round. Or one of his compadres, but 1 anyway. Let's see what we... Oh, yeah, there's plenty there. That I can see the infantry artillery doing that damage there. 4 hits done into Germany. Germany will have been removed from Poland no matter what happens at the end of this dice roll. In reply, they will get 1 tank at 3 and 2 infantry at 2s. Sorry day for Germany this, I'm afraid. Oh, wow, 3 runs. That's pretty damn good, but clearly not good enough. There's the Soviet Union being taken out of the board. They will go back into Poland. Poland will fall. The Soviets will be on the border of Germany, but obviously that will be advancing forward very much we shouldn't think. That will be the end of video number 5, because video number 6 will begin with the Americans. The Americans are going to try and attack Berlin. They're going to try hitting this. Limited numbers at the moment, but plenty of aircraft that they can put into it. Once America have their go, we're sure that Germany are going to retreat into their city, and then the UK will possibly have a go into Berlin as well. We will have to see how that will work out in the next video, number 6, which will be upcoming shortly.